Alright, welcome back. This is the continuation video of I think this is part 16. I just keep losing track. I don't know. But, so, we get to Arizona, and we made 2 stops in Arizona. One in Tucson, and another one in another city. I forgot what it was called. It seemed like a small town, or a small, I don't know, because it did have a city bus, so I'm not sure. So we stopped there. And then the bus driver said he was gonna be there for about 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes. I went somewhere to hide from the dude, just in case if he wanted to pull up at the bus station. I just went somewhere where I could hide until the bus leave. I think I hear one of the residents say that the bus was leaving. It had only been like 10 minutes. I went to the bus stop and the bus was already gone within 10 minutes. He said he was gonna be there 30 to 40 minutes. So he left me and that girl, because she was there too, the crazy one. She was there. Trying to think what happened after that. So I get to the bus stop and I'm like, where'd the bus go? And they like, oh, it took off already. I'm like, it's only been like 10 minutes. He said that he was gonna be there for 30 to 40 minutes. I guess not. So from that point, I'm like, damn, what should I do? They said wait for the next bus to come. I waited for the next bus to come. No, what happened from there, because there was a few people that got left too. So I'm feeling pretty confident that there's gonna be another bus that comes. Now all of a sudden, a couple people said they was going to Cali. Now they going to different places. They saying the bus is going to different places now. So I'm like, all right, so they going somewhere else, but not. I'm gonna go to the bus come because they said a bus came in like, we got there at 12, so the next bus wasn't coming until like 4 o'clock. So I went roaming in to the area, looking around since I had a few hours. I left. I left that area, went looking around. I found like, it was like a trail, or like, it was like wilderness. So low key, it was like rock climbing down into the area. So I had to climb down into the area. And I've been in a forest before. It gave me that same exact vibe of being in the forest. Nothing but wilderness. Yeah, nothing but wilderness. That's what it felt like. So I'm down in the area. I'm hearing like voices from where I just came from. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, dude probably looking for me or something. I don't know. So I went more into the area. I'm walking around, picking up sticks and shit, walking. Shit I learned being in the forest and shit. I'm walking around, and then I was like, forget it, man. I'm just gonna go down here and see what's up. Cause it was like tall grass. I went into the tall grass. The tall grass was tall grass. That shit, it covered me like shit came up to my hips, like, or something like that, or even higher. I think, cause it looked like when you just looking at it, it just looked like tall grass. But when you go into it, you in the grass. Like that shit is just damn near as tall as you type. So I was in there, and then I hear voices saying they mad because you destroying the area because I was walking through the grass. And so I was like, I started thinking like, yeah, maybe you're right. And then I turned back around and I went back up the trail. And then I went back up. I had to like rock climb or whatever up the little hill part. It was like a hill with rocks on it. I guess they considered it rock climbing. So I went up the hill and I went around, found the trail, and I was gonna come outside of the wilderness area. I just had a feeling somebody was on the other end of that, so I turned back around. I went back into the wilderness, and then I hear them saying he's already. I hear somebody saying he's already in position. As I'm about to hit the curve, I hear a click, like I hear it jiggling, and then I hear a click like, and I'm like, damn, I was like, he in that grass somewhere. I can hear him. And I was like, damn, thinking to myself, that could have been it right now. He could have pulled it. I don't know how he got there so fast. I don't know who was talking to me. But the voice told me that he came through the grass. I'm like, damn. They told me not to do it, but he just came through the tall grass. So I kept walking. At first, the area was just empty. Now people walking the path coming from both directions. I'm like, what the fuck going on? And somebody said, they said, since you heard the mob, you thought it was all black, huh? Something to that extent. So now, I'm just like, my antenna's up now. So I walk more and more, and I'm like, this shit is starting to make sense now. They hopping out of bushes and shit, and so now I'm feeling uncomfortable to finish the path. So then I just turn back around When I turned back around, there was somebody coming up. And before I even got to that dude, it was this couple on the side with a hammock. I don't know where it came from. They just came out of nowhere, and the hammock was like magically there. I had just passed by there. It was nobody. And I passed that couple, and I hear the couple saying he has no idea everybody that he just ran into is the mob. That's when I was like, everybody is the mob. That's why it was nobody here, and now all these people walking around. Makes sense now. So I run into this one dude, so now I know who he is, as he's trying to make conversation with me. You know what he did? Because we talked about being the same person. Pretty much, we were the same person, but he was the opposite of me, but we was the same. And he was saying pretty much I was trying to talk to him about God, tell him about God and positivity. He didn't want to hear about God or positivity, and that's where our difference was at, I guess. And I guess he felt like my belief in God was bullshit, is what I got from him. It wasn't, though. You see, my faith is still strong. I'm always talking about God, being a positive person, positive energy. I can feel that negative energy. I don't want to deal with it. You got negative energy, you can take that over there. I don't want to deal with it. They always bring it to me, trying to make me negative, get in my mind and make me negative, but nah, I ain't with that. So I keep my headphones on, I listen to music, which they don't like me listen to. Anything that I don't know, they just don't like me listen to it. I'll get into that later, but yeah, they don't like me listen to music. But as you see, people can see music healed me. Music healed my brain. They had me like, pretty much like I was a drug addict or something, like the effects of heroin or something. Like, it healed my brain, man. I started getting my mind right, my body right. And, I'm slowly getting back to myself and building on myself at the same time. Because you don't never want to be the same person you used to be. You always want to be growing, mentally and physically. But back to the story. I get to we get to a two-way path. I'm just like, I wasn't really trying to talk to him because, like I said, if you're negative, you take that over there. I felt the vibe. So I was just I'm about to end this conversation short. And then he started reaching in his bag and reaching in his pockets and stuff. And it started making me feel uncomfortable. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm go right here. And he's like, you got a cell phone? I'm like, no, I ain't got no cell phone. He like, here, you can take this one. He gave me a cell phone. I'm like, you sure? He's like, yeah. You can have it. It works. It was given to me free. You can have it. And then People was like, what? No, not yet. Not this part yet. So I was like, pretty much, cool dude. I appreciate you and all this, and thank you. And I was thinking in the back of my head, since he the mob and he didn't shoot, now he got to get killed type. That's what I was thinking. Like, damn, this nigga just sacrificed himself. And so I went up the path just to hear more voices. It was like this big house. It was a big house over there. And I started hearing people talk, so I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna go that way. There's probably people over there talking. So I came back around, climbed up out the area through another space, and I heard people saying, because they was all around, I heard them in the bushes talking and everything. It was all around. As I'm climbing, they like, I wanted to see them rock climb. So I'm climbing the area, and they was acting amazed that I knew how to climb rocks. With a broken wrist at the time. It's still sore to this day, still not healed, but I can still use it. I can do everyday stuff. It's just sore every day. That's all. So I come up out of that area, and then this is where I noticed the effects from that stuff going away, from them pills and stuff. I went to go pee, and I noticed that they had my shit swollen like a balloon. Like, and I noticed the swelling going away. So that's when I first noticed that I was like, okay, I might be all right, because the effects are starting to go away. And and then I heard them in the cut. They was hiding in the cut, talking, saying she said I seen bigger, or yeah, talking shit. You know, like he think he big or some shit like that, something like that. I'm like, do you not see what you looking at right now? Like, that's what I'm thinking in my head. And but yeah, that was a little funny moment. But I knew they was in that area now too, cause I still heard the whispering. And then I was just sitting there, and then I heard somebody say, I think we in the area. So I took my shoes off, cause them little ass shoes that that couple gave me was hurting my feet bad. I had my feet all crushed up in there, like, and so I'm walking around with no shoes on, and that felt so good at the time. I'm rubbing my feet. Yeah, that was feeling good. But then another key point, I noticed that certain cars didn't have license plates on them. In the front, either in the front of the car or the back of the car, but most of the cars in the front, they didn't have license plates on them. And yeah. So I noticed that, and then I get out to main traffic, and why all the traffic, all the cars, like damn near all the cars had no license plate on. Damn near all of them. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I go back to the bus station and asked them about the bus. They said the bus left already. I'm like, great. I'm stuck out here. So then I see the crazy girl. She's still there. I'm like, cause all the other people was gone, but the crazy girl was still there. And I asked her, why you didn't get on the bus? She said the bus never came. So now I have it in my head, like, it's still hope. Maybe I can catch tomorrow's bus. I just gotta survive for the night. So she talking to me about crazy shit. I didn't understand anything she was talking about. I didn't understand none of it. I'm just like, yeah, all right. You just trying to, like, yeah. I'm gonna go over here though. I'm gonna go. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened with that. I was just like, yeah. I'm gonna go over here real quick. So I left and I went to the parking lot of these apartment buildings. And I was chilling over there trying to figure out what to do for the night, trying to find somewhere. I knew I couldn't go back into that wilderness area because that's what I wanted to do. Go back over there, find a bush, go to sleep. I couldn't do it. I knew they was all over there, so pretty much just like everywhere else, I spent the night just running around the area. I ran around the whole area. I'm hearing everybody in bushes talk about this and that and if he a real steak or not. And everywhere I went, it was a car there. I'm hearing a voice in a bush somewhere, everywhere. I ended up walking the whole area. Let's see. And how I knew they were jumping in bushes and I knew they was in the bushes is because I saw a dude riding a bicycle and then he went up the street and he just jumped in the bush like nothing, like he just jumped in the bush and disappeared. I'm like, what the? Yeah, I'm not going that way. So I turned back around and I'm chilling in this one spot and then I hear something on the roof. Like, you hear like keys or like a jingling. And I'm just like, now they on the roof. So I walked around some more. I walked around the whole night, damn near. Yep. I walked around pretty much the whole night. I ended up going back to the Greyhound station, and there was a couple people there, and I don't know if they were doing this to trick me, to scare me or what. But Greyhound came, and somebody was pointing towards their head, like saying, pretty much telling me, like, yeah, we have to get ahead. And then we put them in the suitcase type. Like, I don't know if they were messing with my head or what. And then I asked the bus driver where they was going. They're like, oh yeah, we going somewhere east. We going somewhere back east. And you could tell the suitcase was heavy as fuck. But he put them on. He had 2 suitcases. He put the suitcases on the bus and just took off. No passengers or nothing. Nobody got on the bus. Nothing. He just put the suitcases on and took off. So I'm like, what the hell just happened there? So I didn't feel comfortable there, but I didn't want to miss the bus at the same time if it was coming. Because at this point, they had me believing the LA bus was coming at like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, let me just stick around and stay till 2 o'clock and see if the bus comes. So while I'm there, random people showing up. This dude come fixing on something, like, or he was building something. And then he got to tell me about a hotel. He was saying I could stay at the hotel. I mean, not the hotel, but the homeless shelter. They give you vouchers for a hotel. But what I think now is what they was telling me is the people who was a part of it was getting hotels. You could stay in a hotel if you was a part of it type. So I was the only one out there, just out there shaking in the wilderness, cold and all that. I was the only one. I'm thinking she had to find somewhere or went to a homeless shelter. Meanwhile, she over there in a hotel, feet kicked up and everything. So let's see. So then I noticed this. They had like this X-ray. I guess they cause at the time everybody was telling me that they took my mom head, and they said they rolled her out, and they put up this X-ray that looked like my mom's head and stuff like that, with a like a crack in the skull, like where they rolled her out at. And they was telling me how her head swelled up when they was beating her and stuff, choking her out, all kind of shit. And so yeah, that was that. I'm thinking like, yep, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like, I want to get back and see if it's true. So now I'm hearing something in the background. It was a girl, Sarah. She was there in the cup. So either she got a ride all the way from Kansas to Arizona, or she hopped on a bus or something. But she was out there in a cut, and I could hear her. So that's when I was just like, I'm done with this area. I got up, I left, and yeah, I just left. Spent the night running around some more, because there was still people looking for me and stuff. And I know that because I was in this one hiding space, and I hear somebody walking past. Like, it says he's somewhere in this area. So I waited, and then you hear them get in the truck, and then you hear the truck pretty much do circles around the area, and then it just disappeared. Then I'm walking down the street, and I'm walking in the middle of the street, because I don't know what the fuck. I'm hearing people in the bushes everywhere. So the police officer, he stopped me, questioned me. He was on a different type of time, you can tell. He was wearing a mask, and he was telling me he can take me to one part of town where there's a homeless shelter that'll be open in a couple hours. So that's how late it was. And he took me to that side of town, which was the worst side of town. It was the bad part. So now, me not knowing that, I just heard from the voices nearby, like, now you see he set you or some shit. He set you up, some shit. I heard, and I'm just like, yeah, this the bad part. So I was like, I gotta walk all the way back to that side of town. I ended up walking back to that side of town